I'm Lisa Curcio, and I would love to welcome you here to Lisa's Stamp Studio. Today, I'm going to teach you easy DIY Christmas cards, and we're going to be using a scrapbooking kit to do that. Now, I know that sounds kind of unusual, but wait until you see how this kit maximizes your purchase to create beautiful cards. Now, in addition to that, I have a mini scrapbook that I'm going to be sharing with you that is made from one piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. I have 10 cards to share with you in all, several of which I will be demonstrating. And of course, I'm going to teach you how to make that mini scrapbook out of that one sheet of cardstock. You're going to want to make sure that you grab that free project sheet that's linked down in the video description below for you. It's going to lead you to the pictures, the cutting dimensions, and the supplies for all the projects I'm going to share with you today. That means you're going to get pictures for everything so that you can make your own at home. Now, if you're here with us for the premiere, we are with you right now in the live chat. Make sure you log in using your Gmail address, which gets you into your YouTube account. YouTube requires that login in order to chat or comment. Here with me in the live chat, you'll see that name in blue, Gina Curcio Hawley. Gina is my daughter. She works with me here at Lisa's Stamp Studio and an avid stamper. We are both here to answer your questions live. We love to interact with you, so please reach out to us if you have any questions during tonight's premiere. I'd also like to give a huge shout out to our YouTube channel members. You're going to recognize them because they have a little crown in front of their name during the live chat or in the comments. They are supporting Lisa's Stamp Studio with 99 cents a month. What they get in exchange are custom badges for their name. They get custom emojis to use. In addition to that, they get the opportunity to buy exclusive merchandise that we have designed. If you are interested in joining us, click on Join here on my YouTube channel for a short video with all the details. All right, we're ready. Let's get started. I am super excited to introduce this to you. I am using the brand new Reindeer Memories Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. Now, even if you're not a scrapbooker, please don't stop the video because you are going to be so thrilled with what you see here. Now, a little bit about the kit. It does contain a full sticker sheet. These are all beautifully printed, already self-cut. All you have to do is peel them off. You also get a sheet of printed punch-out images. Now, these are already printed on paper for you, and they are colored to match these. I don't have them to show you because I used all of them to make the cards I'm going to share with you today, including a mini scrapbook. But I want to give you a quick overview of what's included inside this workshop kit. So you can see you're going to get all the cardstocks, you're going to get the designer series papers, you're going to get the sticker sheets, you're going to get some chipboard pieces, and of course you're going to get those little punch out pieces that are here. I absolutely love what I created with this. And the best part of all is I have this whole envelope left of things I didn't even use, designer series papers. I could have kept going and going. If you are a scrapbooker, here's a little tip for you. Inside that little Ziploc packet with all those supplies, they give you all the layouts to create the scrapbook pages. Each kit includes enough contents to create 3 double-page spreads. So you're going to see 2 of them here, all the cutting dimensions. They even tell you what the pieces are. And if you're brand new to scrapbooking, you don't even have to worry about messing this up because there's pictures to guide you all along the way, making this fun and successful. But I'm super excited to share with you the cards and the mini scrapbook that I created. Let's get started. I did pre-cut this ahead of time. This is the paper that's inside the scrapbooking workshop kit. Now, if I flip it and fold it in half, you're going to notice that one end is slightly darker than the other. This is two-toned paper or cardstock. The paper weight on this is a little bit less than the Stampin' Up! Typical cardstock because if you're scrapbooking, obviously the weight of your albums has a lot to do with the weight of the paper that you're using. But I love this because you have choices. Unlike the other Stampin' Up! Cardstock, if you were to tear this, it has a white core, which can create some really pretty ripped and torn bordered edges. For this one, I'm going to use the lighter side on the outside. This is 4 1/4 by 11. Please remember that project sheet I have for you is going to include everything you need to know about all the cards, even though I'm going to demonstrate just a few of those with you. From that same kit, I've cut myself a piece of basic white cardstock and a piece of designer series paper. In the kits, the designer series papers are double-sided, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use that real pretty pool party here. I'm going to use my silicone craft sheet. That's going to help me keep my work surface clean. Liquid glue, hot glue, and adhesive will not stick to it, which means I'm going to keep my work table nice and clean and sticky free. I'm using my precision glue press to add glue down into those areas. It comes out super nice and thin, and quite frankly, I love this tool. I was never a glue girl because I was always too heavy-handed, and it was difficult for me to squeeze with arthritic hands, but this has been a game changer. If you're looking for something to help you with glue, I'm going to recommend this tool. You're going to find it linked for you on my website under Shop Craft Room Favorites. It's called the Precision Glue Press. It comes with a stand. You're going to see that the needle tip comes into contact with that pink plunger, which keeps it clog-free. Absolutely love that. Now that we have this here, I've got a piece of baker's twine. All of my cards are using the contents from the kit. I'm going to run the baker's twine here right along the top of the designer series paper. Now, if you are like me and you are constantly frustrated with this slipping and sliding while you're trying to tie a knot, I'm going to give you a great tip. Start by making that single tie on the ribbon. Now, in my case, I use liquid glue to hold all of my knots in place, but this is just a tip for you for card making and for scrapbooking. If you have glue dots, let me show you how slick these are for this little hack. I'm going to take a glue dot with my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to ball it up nice and small. These are very, very sticky, so I'm not worried about that stickiness going away. I am literally going to lay that little ball of glue exactly where I want the knot or the bow to fall. So once I line this all up, I'm going to press that right on top of there. I can shimmy my excess ribbon down in place. And what we're going to do now is you're going to see that it's held taut for me. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make my bow. So I'm going to bring my loops around and I'm going to pull my bow. Make the center of your bow nice and tight. And if you're like me, it's going to look all cockeyed. That's okay. Here's another tip for you. Put your finger here on the knot, take your loose end, and you're going to gently pull to size up the loops the way that you want them. And that's going to allow you to make those loops a lot more even, especially if you want them to look symmetrical. Once you have them where you want them, you are good to go. I'm now going to take this and I'm going to flip this over and we're going to add some liquid glue here to the back side. Again, that glue press makes it nice and thin and makes it easy for the glue to come out. I used multi-purpose liquid glue inside that glue press. It's very strong and it dries quickly. I'm looking for a small margin of cardstock base all the way around and we'll press that in place. Don't go away because this card is almost done. These cards could be created in 5 minutes. I'm coming here to the sticker sheet that was inside that kit and I'm pulling off the word joy. These are stickers and I decided I wanted this elevated. So if you want to elevate it, let me give you a tip. Turn it face down on top of your work surface. I am using an embossing buddy. This is an anti-static powder bag, and you'll see the powder coming out here on my silicone craft sheet. If you don't have this, of course, I sell it in my online store as part of the Embossing Editions toolkit, but you can use regular talc powder. Now that I have the powder on the back, it's going to make it not sticky anymore. I'm going to come in with my dimensionals, and I'm going to add them at the top and at the bottom, and I'm going to pull off those paper backings. Now that the dimensionals are on and the backings are removed, my ribbon or my twine is going to fall here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line this up and I'm going to tack that in place. Now, while this includes the contents of the kit, with the exception of the baker's twine, so keep in mind you're going to use what you have at home, I decided to bring in a couple embellishments when I made my cards. These are the red and white peppermint embellishments. Now they have glue dots already on the back and they are in 2 sizes. I'm going to pull off one of the larger ones here and I'm going to bring that here near the white area of the card. I'm going to bring in one of the smaller ones on an angle and I'll take another smaller one. I'm going to bring that down here to bring your eye down by the greeting. This little tiny bit did so much for this cute and easy card. All right, let's move on to the next one. Same package of 2-toned cardstock, and this one is the garden green. And once again, you're going to see the differentiation of the colors here. I'm going to use the darker shade this time on the outside. Keep in mind there's enough paper inside the kit, so you can cut a small piece for the inside of your card and line them. Or if you have punches at home, obviously you can punch out a sentiment, an area to write or sign. Oftentimes, we have tons of scraps left over when we're using kits or designer series paper, and that's what I'm going to be using here. Again, double-sided. So I'm going to come in with my glue press. This is going to be my wrong side for this card. And I'm going to add this one here to the left side. I'm going to leave a little bit of that card base showing on the left, looking to align the top and bottom the very best that I can. We're going to take the red one and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to bring that glue press right down that strip of paper, getting near those edges. This now will go next to the first strip, and I'm looking to leave a small space between them. Now we're almost done, believe it or not, because we're going to come back to the sticker sheet. This time I'm going to be using this large one that's right here. I'm not going to elevate this time. Of course, if you want to, that is completely optional, as I've just showed you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tack this right down here in the center of the front of the card and press that in place. Coming back to the sticker sheet, see the words Merry Merry? Well, we're going to peel those off. This time I do want them elevated. There might be enough talc here for me to be able to just place this on my silicone craft sheet. If not, I can just give it a little bit of a tap. Just like before, we're going to flip that upside down, and you're going to want to make sure that these are well balanced for mailing. Remember that your cards go through the mail meter that have rollers in the machine. So if you don't balance these well, they can come out quite lopsided on the receiving end. Now that we have our dimensionals in place, we're going to bring this down here to the bottom. I'm going to choose to put this end flush to the right side of the card base and push that in place. This time, instead of peppermints, which I thought would be kind of busy, I'm using the only other embellishment I use on all 10 cards, and this is the transparent adhesive backed dots. One of the things I do is I write the names of the Stampin' Up! Colors on the inside lid of the embellishments. That makes it easy for me as I'm paging through lots and lots of packages in my drawer to find one that matches, because the Stampin' Up! Color coordination is amazing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take one of the small ones and I'm going to place that one here. I'm going to take another small one and I'm going to bring my eye up here near the top of the tree. And we'll take one more and we're going to bring it back down here underneath the greeting. Give them a good push because they have glue dots on the back, and this card is done. When you work with your embellishments, do your best to work in a triangle formation. It's really pleasing to the eye. All right, let's move on to the next card. This one is Granny Apple Green. We're going to go ahead and use the darker one on the outside for this piece, going over it with the bone folder to make it nice and crisp here at the top. I found that 4 1/4 by 11 worked really, really well for the card base size to maximize the cardstock that was inside the kit. I have another piece here of the white cardstock from the kit, and this is what we're going to build upon. I'm going to be using my silicone craft sheet once again, and I've cut some designer series papers. These are, again, all are from the kit. I'm going to make this my wrong side, and we're going to add some of the liquid glue to the back. I'm going to be leaving a small margin across the side and the top and bottom for this panel. I have another one, different pattern, same exact kit, and we're going to add a little bit more glue for this one. This one is going to go on this side, leaving what I can try to find is equal space here, here, and here. So we've got a little border going on. And then finally, I umped the color palette a little bit. So this is single-sided. This is one inside that package that does not have a double-sided pattern, although most of them do. And I'm going to place that one here in the center, just trying to leave equal space between those panels. This now I'm going to flip over and we are going to add some more glue to the back. This right now is going to get centered right here in the middle of the front of the card base. Next, I wanted to add a little bit of a sentiment, so I came back to the sticker sheets and I pulled off the ho, ho, ho. I'm going to flip that upside down. We're going to give that a little powder once again from the embossing buddy. And we're going to add some dimensionals now to the back side of this, just like we have done before. Now, if you are a scrapbooker, you're not going to want to go away because wait till you see the cute little mini album I made with this kit. I want you to know that one kit will make all the 10 cards I showed you, plus lots more, plus the mini album I'm going to share. I'm going to bring this all the way to the outside edge of the card, and then I'm going to tack that in place so that's here. I want to give this a little bit of an embellishment, so I'm going to go back to my little peppermints here, and I'm going to work with the small ones. So I'm going to start here in the middle, and I'm going to add one right here, front and center. I love this Take Your Pick tool because it has a putty tip on it. It's going to allow me to lift up those small embellishment pieces quick and easy. This tool has interchangeable tips that come with it. This is the paper piercing tool attachment you've seen me use to remove those paper backings. You can dial it out. It has a spatula to get up underneath those mistakes. It also comes with a dual-ended stylus tool, and you get a putty refill all inside the box when you buy this. Extremely affordable. You'll buy it once and you'll absolutely love this. This is found in my online store, and it's called Take Your Pick Tool. And we have our third card. So let's just summarize really quick. We have our second one and we have our third one, but I have 7 more for you. Let me push those off to the side. Next up, I used another sticker, added some dimensionals and some twine on top of that designer series paper. Again, that cardstock color is so pretty. Do you see the small variation in the tones? And here is another. This is actually a sticker, and it was a nice long banner. I just cut a small portion of it to use here at the top to fill a negative space. Glued on a little bit of baker's twine for a bow. This one uses a combination. This is just a small strip of leftover cardstock. This comes from the die cut printed sheet, so this is not a sticker. I just adhered it here with some glue. I lifted up that reindeer on dimensionals on some designer series paper and double layered this one. This is a cute, simple square card. This is, again, one of the die cuts here and here, so these are not stickers. I added the small embellishments here to the center of the holly. So only work here was to add the designer series paper to the cardstock, add these pieces, add a little bit of twine to the back. Now this last card, don't let it throw you. This is called the herringbone technique. Now this technique is very, very simple. I'm going to link a video here on the screen for you so that you can watch one of the other cards that I made from start to finish. This, and this, these 3 right here are actually sticker borders, so there was no adhesive needed. And I filled in with a little bit of cardstock and paper. You're going to come up with a pattern of your desire using strips of paper or cardstock or stickers, or in my case, all of the above. So I laid this first strip down, I laid another pattern, and I cut off the excess along the border. So this is a separate piece on top of the white layer. Then I did cardstock, designer paper, and a little bit of cardstock. I rotated it and created another section and just repeated the pattern throughout the card. I turned it horizontally and added one of those little die cut paper pieces. This was not a sticker, up on dimensionals. Quick and easy, but I have several more for you. How about a slimline card? The pieces inside the kit are designed for scrapbooking. So some of them are very, very large, but they fit beautifully on a slimline card. So there we go. We have one using those die cut pieces here and another one here. A very simple and clean color palette. That pool party and Rio red is very striking together. This is one of the stickers. I added a dimensional designer series paper, and this was one of the die cuts. You can see how nice and large that it is. My final card is another slim line card. Again, large greeting designed for scrapbooking, but works great on slim line cards. I added a sticker tree. This was one of the die cuts. And just to add a little pizzazz here to the top, I added a little bit of baker's twine. Plenty more supplies for me to make more. Now let me give you an important tip about these card making ideas before we move on to the mini scrapbook. Don't overthink and reinvent the wheel. When you find a card you really like, make multiples of the same one and make your life easy because they're going to go all to different people. All right, here comes that mini scrapbook idea. This mini scrapbook uses one piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. I'm going to share this whole book with you in just a minute, but I want to teach you how to make this little booklet. Because I know that score lines are really difficult to see on colored cardstock, I'm going to use white. I'm going to score, and I'm also going to make pencil marks to make it easier for you to follow with me along. This is very, very simple. This is a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. I'm using my Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer. You're going to do the very first score line at 3 inches, and I'm using the light blade, which is included here on my trimmer. And I'm going to score straight down. Now, this is a little bit bigger than the vantage point of my camera, so bear with me. I'm going to slide all the way over to 6 inches, which is right along the edge here, and make another score line. The last score line is at 9 inches. So I'm going to open up the extendable arm. I'm going to slide my paper over to 9 inches, and we're going to do one more score line. For the sake of the video, I'm going back over each of those score lines so that you can see them really well here on camera. Now that we have all of these scored vertically, we are going to turn it in the opposite direction and we are going to score it at 6 inches, which is exactly the halfway point. And again, that light blade for scoring. I'm going to use that pencil right down inside of there so that you can follow along with me from home. The next thing you're going to do is you are going to cut between the 3-inch and the 9-inch section. I'm going to draw a nice dark line right in here so that you can see where we're going to cut. We're going to put this back into the trimmer. Again, you are going to line this up at the 6-inch mark. I'm going to bring up the cutting blade, which is the dark blade, and I'm going to line it up at 3 inches because remember, we're cutting only between these two panels. Once I have it lined up, we are going to slice down now to the 9-inch mark, which is going to leave us here. So all I'm going to do is just drag the blade and we are going to lift. We are going to fold the top portion of the cardstock down. I know that there is a slit. You're going to want to use your bone folder for this so that you can reinforce all of those crisp creases. Keep in mind, mine's going to be a little bit jagged since I did go over it with the pencil after I cut it. The first score line here is going to be what we call a mountain fold. So you've got 2 layers now together. So this is going to be a mountain fold. So the crease is going to come to a peak. This next one is a valley fold. And now it's just a matter of accordion folding. So this is what we call mountain, valley, mountain, valley. You're going to go over it with your bone folder. None of us cuts and scores perfectly. So if you have areas where there is a little bit of double cardstock showing and it bothers you, just give it a little trim in your trimmer. But when you're finished, you're going to have an expandable mini scrapbook that goes in both directions. I love this because it's going to fit in a legal size business envelope. Now let's go back over that mini album that I created for you. These letters were on regular chipboard that are included in the workshop scrapbook kit. All I did was trace them on the designer series paper crudely with a pencil, cut around them with my scissors, slapped it on there with some liquid glue, added a couple simple embellishments that we've already talked about using. Here on the inside, you're going to notice that I cut up the designer series paper from the kits. Now these pictures are stock photos. This is not my family. I know a lot of you are going to ask. These are the stickers, same embellishments. This, believe it or not, is the dot from the J for joy. It didn't fit, but it works great here. So this is a scrap piece. This is one of the stickers for journaling. Stickers, 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 super fun and simple embellishments. When this folds up, it'll flip over and you can open up the other side. So this, of course, here on the right is the cover. Again, I just use stickers and scraps all from the kit just to make this very, very simple mini scrapbook. If you wanted to go further, you could certainly open this up and do even more if you would prefer. This is going to make a great holiday gift, especially if you've got those family members and you have no idea what to get them. Photos are a great family keepsake, and I think you'll agree that this is one gift that they'll cherish forever. So whether you're going to make the mini scrapbook, or perhaps you're interested in making all these adorable cards, you've got tons of options today that I have shared with you. The color palettes inside this kit are fabulous. And once again, as a reminder, it's called Reindeer Memories Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. And you can see all the components, which I use on all of these projects and plenty left over to do more. So many fabulous ideas, right? As always, I would love to know your favorite card. Do me a favor right now and pop down in the comments and let me know which one of those you favor. And have you ever given consideration to a scrapbook kit before? Scrapbook supplies can really go a long way, just like your card making supplies can also make scrapbooks. So don't overlook the possibilities. And if you love exclusive ideas, I've got more for you. Stamp Studio Memberships is a specific program for members where I send them a project every single Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time right to their inbox. This is a project that I designed specifically for them. You'll see it nowhere else. They'll get pictures, cutting dimensions, supplies, and step-by-step instructions. The best part is that these tutorials are not watermarked, which means if you teach classes or go with friends to other events, you are welcome to distribute them. There are 2 levels. Level 1 is $5 a month, and of course you'll get all those written instructions and of course get a thank you card from me as well. But if you want a little bit more, then level 2 might be just for you. At $10 a month, it's going to include everything in level 1, but also give you a monthly fun fold tutorial with step-by-step instructions, of course, pictures, cutting dimensions, and all that good stuff. Also in level 2, you're going to get an exclusive discount code to use in my PDF tutorial library, and you will have the opportunity to be entered into the monthly prize patrol drawing, for which we pull winners every single month. You can find all the information about Stamp Studio memberships on my website under Memberships in the red menu. While you're over on my website, do me a favor, scroll to the bottom. There's a little form there, and if you fill it out, I can add you to my free weekly e-newsletter, which is going to keep you up to date on all the promotions and sales happening here. In addition to that, I'm going to provide you extra inspiration because I know you love to learn just as much as I do. And do me a favor, if you have enjoyed tonight's video here on YouTube, give it a thumbs up. That helps me immensely here on YouTube. And if you're brand new, make sure you click the subscribe button and the bell icon and the word all. Then YouTube will send you notifications when I share new content so that you don't miss anything. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.